God bless you. I thank God that I've got a testimony to share with you today, because in my young adult life, I spent most of my life thinking that I was good enough to get to heaven my own way. I would persecute Christians to my shame. I'd make videos about them, and anything that stood for Christianity, I'd have a problem with it, and if it was Halloween and they wouldn't give a child a sweet, anything at all that went with their belief, I thought it was coming from, it's a traveller's thing, it's nothing to do with God. This is what they're telling me. If a man come and witness to me, I would say, that's his opinion. It was easy to tell me what's happening and where I'm going to be. And I spent most of my life like that. I was a bit self-righteous. I would help anybody if I could. I considered myself a good person. And I was in Tenerife over 12 months ago. I've been saved just over 12 months. And I was with my wife and my kids over there. And thought, we're on holiday, perfect. This is lovely. What better do I want than this? And we'd had a bit of trouble in the past. And in my heart, I had a bit of anger for somebody, and I knew that there was going to be a problem. When I met this fella again, there was going to be a big problem. And I read, I was speaking from my phone, I was laid on the beach, and I read on my phone that if I had anger in my heart, that it separated me from God. It was a sin in God's eyes, and I was as well committing murder. And no matter what any man would tell me about where I was going, where I wasn't, this scripture, I knew it was from the Bible because it was in Romans, and I thought, I didn't want to be separated from God. They convicted me. And I think it was about half an hour later, I was in the sea with my kids. The kids was playing in the front and I was in the back. And I started praying. I started thinking about this separation from God. And that I knew then that my way wasn't going to get me to heaven. And I started praying. I said, Lord, I said, take it from me. Take this anger from me. I said, let me have a walk with you. I said, take all the sin and anything I've done. I said, I want out of my life. I said, I want a clean start slate. I said, well, show me something. I said, send somebody, Lord. I said, so I know that you're listening. And I can remember it was within no time, seconds. I looked out, and there was a load of people on the beach, and there was a man stood with a t-shirt on, and they said, I have Jesus on it. And I couldn't believe it. I got my little babies out of the water, and I said, just go to your mum too. And I said, I'd had to get to this man. I thought, I've got to tell him. And I expected him to, like if any Christian would tell someone, like we've been doing today, thank God, we've been telling people about the love of Christ. He was going to tell me about the love of Christ, and he gave me this track. This was the very track he gave me. I keep it in my Bible, I've had it in there. And he said, God's been calling you, he said. And I went back to my wife, I told her. And going back to Newark, we flew back the next day, and I went back into the church in Newark where we fellowship. I said, I'll just go in there, give your life to the Lord. I said, then I'll do my own thing, I'll do it my way. I said, I just want to make sure I've done it right. So I had to face these people that I've persecuted and made videos about. And I thank God that they showed me that much love when I was in there. I accepted the Lord in my life, and He's changed me so much. I didn't have a relationship with the Lord. I wasn't a good person. God will change me. I'm still not a good person now. And it can't just click your fingers, it's a magic button. It's a process where He'll clean you. You can't do things on your own. He brought my mum back. My mum nearly died last year, and I give it to the Lord. I was rotten. I was broke. I've never been like it in my life. And I feared, because my mum wasn't saved, that I feared where she was going. I know she'd had a bit of a rough old life, and she had a few operations, and I thought, Lord, if you're going to take her, give her back to me. I said, and let me tell her about the Lord. I never had the opportunity to do it since I was saved. And I'm broke, and I give everything to the Lord. So I'm putting this trust in your hands, Lord. And I thank God that my mum was gone. She was unconscious for 2 or 3 days, and she come back, started eating. I was taking her a bit of food down and feeding her, and she's come off the medication. I thank the Lord for it. She come back, she was to a full health, and my mum accepted Christ in her life. She's saved. And I know if something's to happen to her tomorrow, that she's going to go somewhere. I've got that peace of mind. My wife got saved, my daughters, I've got daughters 16 and 15. Thank the Lord that they're saved, and He's doing the work through our life. And I couldn't walk this earth a day. You couldn't give me all the money in this room to take my salvation away. And at one point, you couldn't have given me all the money in the room to have the salvation. It's a free gift. Listen to the brother as he preaches the word. Please pray on it, listen to it, and God will do His work on your life. God bless you all.